On behalf of my wife and I, thank you all for joining us today and to celebrate our marriage. It's a privilege to be in the company of so many admirable people that have made such an important part in our lives, and we're delighted to welcome you here today. I can honestly say it wouldn't have been the same without you all. It would have been a hell of a lot cheaper. Events like this don't just happen. We've been planning this wedding for some time now. Tracy has been planning this wedding for some time. Without her passion and dedication, this day wouldn't have been half the day it's been. So, to Tracy, on behalf of everyone here, thank you very much. And on a personal note, some here will know that the Poor family has a little bit of a genealogy which says they can't do anything unless it's absolutely last minute. In the absence of any suitable word, I call this heroic. And with that in mind, I would like to thank Tracy for allowing me to exercise my heroic heritage and also apologise for it as well. So we have a few toasts in this, so don't neck it on the first one. So, Arlene, Lynn and Cheryl, the bridesmaids. Thank you. Well, first of all, you all look stunning.
That's my wife.
Thank you for everything you've done to help Tracy the last few weeks and months, and especially today. Thank you also for not allowing her to run off this morning. I'm sure she was inclined to. So, everybody a toast to the bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids!
Mum and Dad, either end of the table, step back slightly. I very much want to thank you both for the way you've brought me up, for the love and support you have both given me throughout my life. You both see the world in very different ways, and I sincerely believe that if it wasn't for those different outlooks on life, I wouldn't be anywhere near the man I am today.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very proud of what I've grown into, and without being too presumptuous, I know that you are both proud too. I've inherited the best of both of you. Chris and Catherine, I've been overwhelmed on a number of occasions by the warm and loving welcome you've afforded me. You've made me feel like part of the family from day one, even though at that point I'd been tarred with the friend from work brush. I guess you saw through that one. I'm overjoyed to be gaining you as an official extension to my family. And also, thank you for wrapping Tracy up so nicely. I'm very much looking forward to the unwrapping. And I assure you there was really no need for that gift receipt, you're not getting it back. So, a toast to Nikki, Melvin, Catherine and Chris. At this point, we want some flowers. An obscure and hugely underrated Scottish poet once wrote, "It's It all started over JDBC, the liaison between Gary and Tracy. To 90% of you, this will be absolute gibberish. To 10% of you, it won't. To exactly 3% of us, this describes a turning point in their lives. It was over 7 years ago when I first came north of the border, was sent north of the border by my company on a consultancy job. My destination, Glasgow. Not quite sure what to expect. I packed my warm jumper, my waterproof jacket, my wellies, and my stab vest. I'm walking into the office for the first time. I was ill prepared for what met me. There was a female programmer in the office. More importantly, there was a very attractive female programmer.
Only Tracy was interested.
Oh,
I'm only kidding.
From that point onwards, my goal was clear. Many late nights together led to even later nights in the pub together before we finally succumbed to the inevitable. It was a blissful and exciting time, especially trying to hide our relationship from everyone else in the office, which we did particularly badly. That time was far too short-lived, and unfortunately it had to come to an end. 6 months later, I was sent back home. It was then we had to make a choice. Take the easy route and call it a day, or take the hard route and keep it going. As it turns out, there was no choice, as neither of us were willing to give up what we had. We proceeded to single-handedly fund Be My Baby's Glasgow route for the next 1.5 years. Again, this was an exciting time. We could live our own lives during the week and be together at the weekends, but it wasn't enough. Giving up my life in Derby was one of the most difficult things that I had to do, but it was also the easiest. That said, there were a few realities to consider as we were both getting, a few realities to consider, and we'd both like to give a big thank you to Gareth, over there at the back, for giving me that first contract to make it economically viable for me to actually move to Glasgow. Which brings me to my beautiful bride. I'm sure you'll agree she's looking amazing. I've never seen her look as beautiful as this. Tracy is one of the uniquest people I've ever met. She has 2 degrees. She's authored a number of scientific papers. She's a very well regarded management position at a global investment bank. She has absolutely no common sense. She's built up a small collection of do's and don'ts over the years called the Laws of Tracy Land. Here are some highlights which could be regarded as the table of contents. Never put a fish in a dishwasher. A pink chicken is a bad chicken. Tin foil in the microwave doesn't equal the second coming. Boris Johnson is not an ex-world tennis champion. And very important, this one. Contraceptive pills should be taken by mouth, not by ear. This is why I love her. She has Philadelphia with absolutely every meal. This is why I love her. We have 2 cats, Starbuck and Boomer. Starbuck worked out how to climb the fence and leave the bounds of the garden almost as soon as he met the outside world. Boomer didn't. She was timid and she was scared. I watched Tracy spend 2 hours on a cold, windy Saturday morning showing Boomer how to climb the fence. This is why I love her. I read somewhere that you don't marry the person you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without. We've been living together for 4 years, and I know I've married the person I'll spend the rest of my life with. I'm also in the fortunate position of being able to say I've married my best friend. Tracy, you are my best friend, my soulmate, and now my wife. You make me happier than I could have dreamed. I just hope that I can provide you with a life of fun, enjoyment, fulfillment, and happiness that you deserve. I will do my very best to be the best husband I can be. Please, everyone, upstanding this time.